Ivy Valentine subscribes to Mark Yoon. So should you. Enjoy your treat!
So we had the Game Awards last night, and I actually did a reaction to it on Rich Ragaroth's channel, which you can find a link in the description box down below. And there was some stuff that I was interested in, but listen to this reaction, and then I'll tell you how excited I was for this.
This trailer might be something Dragon Ball fans have been waiting to hear about.
Oh my freaking god!
Here we go.
Yeah, so suffice it to say that I was pretty excited about this because it's been about a year since we heard anything about Tenkaichi 4, which is now being dubbed Sparking Zero. Which Sparking is actually interesting because that's the name that they use for the Tenkaichi series in Japan. So for all the Japanese imported games, it's all Sparking. Like Sparking, Sparking Neo, Sparking 2, Sparking 3. The only other game that's literally had the Tenkaichi title after that was Ultimate Tenkaichi, and that was just a theft in my opinion. They did try to come back with the Raging Blast series, so Raging Blast 1 and 2, which is in the style of Tenkaichi. But Spike Chunsoft is back here again, and we are going to watch the trailer together, and then I'm going to talk about it and break it down for you and talk about everything that's in it. So let's just watch. For the sake of copyright, I'm going to use my music and not the music from the actual trailer so I don't get struck. But let's just get right into that. Okay, so I like to say that was an excellent trailer. Little bit unfortunate thing that they just said add it to your wish list, and there was no year at the end of that, which you would think if it's definitely coming out in 2024, they would say coming 2024. It may not be set in stone yet. It may be 2025. I'm hoping that it's 2024 just for my own personal sake, but I want the game to be as good as possible. So as long as the game is good out of the gate, I can wait. It just sucks because I'm getting older, and the longer that you wait for stuff, it's just, I don't know, whatever. The years go by and time doesn't care about us. But when we're looking at this trailer in particular, there was a lot of things that I had to freeze frame on and go back and show. So some of the confirmed characters that are in this that we can actually see besides Goku and Vegeta, we have Cell, Frieza, Fat Boo or Mr. Boo. We have Tien Han, Yamcha. We have Krillin, we have Android 17, Ranger form from Super, Android 18, Jiren, Botamo. There's Broly. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody else. I'll show them all on screen right now, just so you can see everybody that was actually in the trailer. Again, this is besides Goku and Vegeta. I might just throw them up there anyway, just to even it out. But so far, everybody's from either Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super. Nothing about movie characters, because Beerus or anybody wasn't in the trailer, or Whis or anything like that, but we can probably assume that that's going to be the case, because the Tenkaichi games usually do include the trailer. Now, the name is interesting to me, because if we're thinking a sequel to Tenkaichi 3, right, directly being Tenkaichi 4, you would assume that all of the characters would be returning from Tenkaichi 1, Tenkaichi 2, and now Tenkaichi 3. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sparking Zero indicates that this is the Tenkaichi Zero, so it's kind of the rebirth of the series. Almost a remake, if you will, going back only in spirit to the name and just starting over fresh, but it is being developed by Spike Chunsoft in the Unreal Engine, as you can see on this end card here. We weren't sure because nobody knew from the first teaser who was actually making the game. There was a lot of speculation whether it would be a new studio, but it is Spike Chunsoft that is returning to do this, even though they weren't Spike Chunsoft at the time of making Tenkaichi. That was before the merger. They were just Spike at the time, and then they merged with Chunsoft to make Spike Chunsoft. But this seems to be back for us who really wanted the Tenkaichi series to return, and there's a lot of little things in here. Like, there's a little part that I want to show you where there's a beam coming at Vegeta, I believe it is, and he actually like knocks it away. You could do that kind of stuff in the old Tenkaichi games. I don't think that was just a regular ki blast though. It looks like it was an actual special move, and if that's the case, that's got huge implications. Does that take meter? Is it a tilt function? Are we getting more defensive options? Because always when it came to the Tenkaichi series, the biggest complaints that we had who were playing it as it came out was that everybody feels a little bit samey. You can think about it in the terms of Xenoverse. If you played Xenoverse, it's like, oh, if everybody's got similar movesets, so full power energy wave and stuff like that, and a lot of the characters feel like they're the same. So even though it touted like a roster of like 128 or something like that, it never really felt like it was 128 characters, because you'll have Goku, but then you'll have Kaioken Goku and Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4. And they were all just Goku. Now, a lot of the later UIs actually like amended this by having transformations in game and being able to select a character and transform into their states that you want in the actual game itself, which changed the character, changed their moveset, and changed everything else that you had accustomed to them, like their items and whatnot. Tenkaichi in and of itself was one of my top games on PS2. Tenkaichi 2 in particular. I have Tenkaichi 3 and I like Tenkaichi 3. My problem with Tenkaichi 3 is that the story is nowhere near as up to par as Tenkaichi 2 is. So I usually end up playing Tenkaichi 2 far more than I play Tenkaichi 3. Even though they only added a few more characters. So like Tenkaichi 3, if it was now made, it would have just been DLC for Tenkaichi 2. I don't even think back then I thought it constituted an entirely new entry in the series, but because there wasn't that much added. But my bread and butter when it came to Dragon Ball specifically was probably Infinite World, which was part of the last game in the Budokai series. I didn't really like Budokai 3 that much just because they had Dragon Rush as a huge mechanic, and everybody that knows that I don't like Reversal Edge in Soul Calibur knows that I don't like rock, paper, scissors stuff in my games. I think it's like a waste of time. But anyway, so Infinite World to me was like vastly better. There's people that have different opinions on that. That's fine. You're welcome to that opinion. For me personally, I just didn't like the Dragon Rush mechanic, and I think Infinite World actually did a lot of good measures in cleaning up the capsule situation with this capsule system, and giving us like full FMV like videos like within the actual gameplay itself. And on top of that, we had like different things that you would do, a lot of different mini games and stuff. I just think it was a more fun game overall. Plus they added like GT Vegeta, so I'm gonna go there automatically. They added a bunch of people from not from Budokai. But we're talking about this trailer. So this trailer like really, I don't want to say blew me away, because half of it I expected. It's just like Goku and Vegeta fighting, go Super Saiyan Blue. They do a couple beam clashes with each other, and then you see some of the new characters that are popping in, like you see Broly, and you see Cell, and you see Frieza. And I like it really got me thinking that like this definitely in Name the Zero title is starting fresh from the beginning. I'm just hoping that they actually cover GT in the game, or whether that's planned for a sequel, because the first Tenkaichi game I don't believe really had any GT characters in it. It may have had just like Super Saiyan 4 Goku or something. Like you have to correct me in the comment section, because I haven't played the first game in a long time. But I remember it wasn't until like the second game that they really added all the GT stuff. And for those of you out there maybe don't like GT, that's fine. But like Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite transformation of Super Saiyan, so I just really hope that I can actually play as Super Saiyan 4 in the game. They did add Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and some other GT elements to fighters like Baby, so I think that like they probably will add some in this game, even if it's like a small amount, and then the sequel will have like more characters and stuff like that. If this game sells well, hopefully it'll get a sequel. But for me personally, this trailer does have me more hype. Like at least it actually showed, it says it at the bottom of the screen, it said actual cutscenes and in-game footage. So we're not looking at anything that's like a CGI cutscene or something. And the game looks great and Unreal, it looks smooth. The character, I was about to say sprites, the character animations look great, the character models look great, the environments look awesome. There's nothing I really have to say negative about this trailer. I just wish that they showed more characters that are going to be in it, but I don't know how far along in development this game is, but it's surprising enough that we got that huge fast montage of like all those characters that are in it anyway. So we know just from Jiren being in it, Botamo being in it, and Ranger 17 that they are at least covering the full Tournament of Power arc in the game. How they do that and what the cinematics actually look like and how the story is told is anybody's guess, because they've done it differently in all the Tenkaichi series, including Raging Blast. Raging Blast 2 didn't even really have a story mode. It had a galaxy mode where if you chose a certain character and fought as a certain character, you would get like dialogue and story snippets, but like it wasn't a story in my opinion. But for the single player people out there, I really hope that we actually do get a story. Without like dwelling on too much, like I do like the mechanics that this looks like I said, that defensive maneuver where they're actually knocking the super out of the way is like a great functionality. Like that seems like a meter burn type of situation. I didn't see any clashes in the trailer. I do think we want beam struggles and clashes back. Most people want that, so we'll see if that actually comes back. But as far as we are going, the animations are great, the characters are great. I'm super excited for the game. Again, I hope it's coming in 2024, but I won't be surprised if it comes early 2025, maybe around the holidays. But I do want this game sooner rather than later, but I hope they work on it and take their time, because I just really want this game to like reach an entire core audience that never played the original PS2 games, because there's a lot of new fans to the Dragon Ball franchise that started with Super, and maybe their first game into the foray was Kakarot or Xenoverse or Fighters, and I just want that generation to experience Tenkaichi as it's supposed to be. So hopefully the mechanics are on point and better than they were in Tenkaichi and Raging Blast. Hopefully they're paying attention to the lore. Hopefully we get a good story. Hopefully they have as many characters as humanly possible, but they're all different and not feeling exactly the same. I can understand base attack strings if you're using Gokus throughout the whole thing, but at least have different like supers and make the characters actually feel different. Like for example, Ultra Instinct should be different from regular Goku, whether or not it starts with the same base and goes into Ultra Instinct or not. Like, he definitely has to have those defensive maneuvers that we've seen in games so far. So I'm going to bring the video to a close. I was going to talk about the poll that I made on the last video, but that's a Soul Calibur poll, so I'll wait till my next Soul Calibur video to cover that. And I will have a poll at the end of this video on the community tab. So be sure to go ahead and vote on that poll so I can feature it and you and your comments in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Go subscribe to Ragaroth. He's got a good channel. Any and all thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below. And as I always say, guys, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.